Welcome to Transworld Business Advisors presentation on how we sell a business. We are the exit plan experts advising companies on strategies as well as the process of getting their local business into the marketplace and then ultimately finding a buyer so they can start their next adventure. My name is Ralph Carrasco. As I said, I'm with Transworld Business Advisors as a California licensed real estate salesperson. I work directly with Rod Holt, who is our broker of record. He has been a real estate broker for many years now, and he is also a certified public accountant. I also work very closely with Andrew Dean, who has a double master's degree, very smart man, and he is our escrow manager. He is also a business advisor and licensed DRE agent. We also have many other people on our team who are knowledgeable in the process as well as experts in their fields. And in this, we're going to kind of go over our selling process. And in the end, we're going to tell you exactly what we're going to need to get started. So first and foremost, what we do is we help you determine the true value of the business based on what we've learned over the years, as well as working with our nationally certified valuator who went through a very arduous certification program to know how to adequately look at a business, the financials, and then from that point help structure value so it makes sense to the seller, as well as letting them know how we can enter the marketplace. This is great information because it gives us a baseline as to where to get started. Ultimately, we want to help you get the most that you can for your business, and we understand what it's taken to get you to this point. 2, we show you how to secure the best buyer. Potential buyers are pre-qualified within our office, and from that point, they're required to sign a confidentiality agreement before receiving any sensitive information concerning the sale and or specific facts about the business, because we'll want to find the best buyer for your business so that way they can be as successful as possible. So all of this is really to say that once we get you structured, once we get you packaged, we put you in the marketplace, we go out and we either reach out to the pool of buyers that we already have, or we go out and advertise your business through many different various websites, many different outlets, social media, and we let the world know that you are available. And then from that point, we make sure that they are financially fit, that they understand the industry, as well as the fact that they have some common knowledge and or receptive enough to receive the common knowledge that you have to best operate the business once they take it over. The last thing that we want is to put somebody in a business that they're not ready to take over, and then they would ultimately end up failing. And that's not good for anybody. That's why we're very diligent about that. 3, once we have a buyer secured, we help you navigate the deal. We'll oversee the entire deal on your behalf. That means that we'll work with the accountants, lawyers, banks, landlords, and other third parties that could jeopardize the success of the transaction. That's one of the major components of a deal is if you are renting or if you have a lease, you want to ensure that you speak with your landlord and just let them know that, hey, this is not happening today. This is not happening tomorrow. This is just possibly happening down the road. And what process will we have to take in order to get this turned over to somebody else if and when we do discover, find, and agree on working with a buyer. So we always recommend that you have a conversation with your landlord early, just to ensure that everybody's on the same page, because nobody wants to get blindsided with, oh, hey, by the way, now you're going to be working with this guy. We've seen more deals fall apart because of landlords than anything else. Then finally, once everything's packaged up, everyone's good, then you get paid. And that's when we get paid. See, we don't charge any upfront fees at Transworld Business Advisors of Tri-Valley. We operate in the full state of California. We don't charge for advertising. We don't charge for setup. We don't charge for any of the creation of the confidential information memorandum or the advertising. We take care of that, and that's rolled up into our costs. and then we get paid at the end because we work off of a success model. With that being said, our time is valuable, and we need to make sure that the clients that we take on have the correct mindset in order to move forward, that they genuinely are interested in transitioning their business, that they're emotionally prepared to start the process of handing this over to the next generation, or even just a new buyer who's going to come in. Essentially, when you work with Transworld Business Advisors, we like to say that you've got a friend in business and that we're here for you. So in order to get started, what we need and what we ask for is current profit and loss statements, meaning, granted, we're in 2022, we'd ask for the monthlies that you have, ask for 21, 20, 19, and 18. And if you have 17, that would help us create more of a historical picture that would give the best representation to a new buyer if they were considering to purchase the business, as well as a current balance sheet. We want to know what equipment you have, what kind of supplies you have, what's coming with the deal and with the deal structure. We ask for the previous years as well, not only the current balance sheet, but the previous years, to just show maybe in 19 and 20, you purchased a whole bunch of new equipment that's going to be able to help you generate more revenue in 21. We like to show what the flow of the business has had. And then that's why we also ask for the tax returns, because those are a lot of times verified. We like to be able to have verifiable numbers when we are working with buyers, when we're working with sellers. And as a licensed real estate salespeople in the state of California, we have a fiduciary duty to both the buyers and the sellers, because a lot of times we work on both ends. We help the sellers and we also help the buyers. And we also make sure that everybody's on the same page, understanding our fiduciary duty and how we stay as neutral as possible. We request a copy of the lease if you're renting, just so that way we can look everything over. So that way we can also present it to the buyer if they are considering, if they're going to move the building, or they're going to have to just create a new relationship with the landlord. Finally, we're going to request a minimum of a 30-minute conversation just to kind of go over some small details. We can knock this out kind of early before we get the profit and loss statements and balance sheets and all that. But mainly the big point is that once we get your financials, we then package everything up. We kind of see what the SDE or the seller discretionary earnings are. We see how the current balance sheet is structured. And then from that point, we submit it to our internal team that looks everything over to see if this is something that would be beneficial for the seller and as well beneficial for our office, because we need to make sure that we're respecting everybody's time. And that's why I mentioned mindset earlier. Mindset is something that you have to have in place if you are considering selling your business. Again, this has been Ralph Carrasco. Please feel free to click the link and schedule a free consultation. I look forward to talking to you, and let's discuss and let's talk about your next adventure. Thank you for your time.